how difficult is Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury,
Yeah.
communications and everything? Because Tyson Fury already showed that he will fight Chisora.
Yeah, it was difficult. You know, look, it was never ideal coming off the Usyk defeat to fight Fury so quickly, but Joshua wanted to do it. The problem is, you know, Fury talks a lot on social media. He makes unrealistic demands for deadlines and sign the contract today. And I knew that he was always going to fight. Don't forget that when he was negotiating with Joshua, he was also negotiating with Derek Chisora. And when they told us the contract must be signed today, it was 3 weeks later that the Chisora fight got signed. So there was no need for a deadline. So I don't know what to believe, but what I do know is the communication was good with his team. And we hope that eventually in 2023, that fight can get made. But it's a tremendous fight. And, you know, Chisoro's my friend, got the opportunity, so good luck to him.
Do you consider yourself like disappointed not to have this fight?
Yeah, I'm happy. My job, I work for Anthony Joshua. He's my boss. So whatever he tells me to do, I do. He told me I want to fight Tyson Fury. So we tried to make that happen. For me, coming off the defeat, I would still like him to work with his new team, get some confidence, you know, get active again. But at the same time, I do want to see him in the biggest fights. And Joshua against Fury, one of the biggest fights in boxing. Don't forget Joshua against Dillian White, big fight. But Joshua against Deontay Wilder may be the biggest fight in boxing. You know, I mean, it's one you just watch like that because someone is knocking someone out in that fight. And, you know, Joshua will be back very early next year now. And, you know, I want to see him get active.
The heavyweights right now are very, very good because you have Andy Ruiz searching for Wilder, for Joshua. It's a great fighter.
Yeah, Ruiz Wilder is a brilliant fight. You know, I really like Andy Ruiz. I thought he looked better against Ortiz. Good victory, and you know, I see him beating Deontay Wilder. But Wilder was good the other night. Helenius is, you know, maybe past his best, but still, Wilder is very dangerous. He's brilliant for the sport. And Andy Ruiz is a warrior, so he won't mind standing in front. You know, he has that low style that comes in over the top, and sometimes Wilder doesn't like that. A lot of the big heavyweights, and that's what Joshua struggled with. You know, I know he had him down, but you know, these small guys coming in, and I just think Wilder against Andy Ruiz is a brilliant fight, and hopefully we get to see it.
Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, they've had 2 fights now. It's 1-1. I don't think it's a fight. You know, the second fight, Joshua won every round, but Andy Ruiz maybe wasn't at his best. But it's not a fight that we're looking at in the next 2 or 3 fights. But Joshua will fight anybody, and certainly if Andy Ruiz beats Deontay Wilder, then you know why not?
You are the only promoter that is looking to Mexico City as a venue of boxing. Do you consider to take here Andy Ruiz the possibility of a big fight here, maybe with the heavyweights?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the problem with coming to Mexico, and one of the reasons that promoters don't, is that you can't generate the big money on the gate, on the tickets, right? So they choose to go to Las Vegas, and you know. But for me, I mean, as a promoter, to do a Canelo Alvarez event in Mexico, you know, at Azteca or wherever, and to see that many people, like that's a historic event. And I know Canelo would love to do that. You are, of course, walking away from massive gate and money in Las Vegas and etc. But I think it's very important to bring these fighters now to their hometowns. You know, you saw it with Estrada recently in Hermosillo. You see it with Mauricio Lara in Mexico City. You know, you've seen it with our other fighters in Tijuana. I think that the money that you lose on the gate is made up for in the atmosphere and the occasion, you know. And I think that in the past we've gone to different areas of Mexico with fighters that aren't from that area, you know. So, for example, we did Ray Martinez in Guadalajara. Well, really, Ray Martinez should be fighting in Mexico City, and when he does, it'll be crazy. You know, so I'd like to bring bigger fights. This is a big fight, but actually world championship fights more consistently. And Estrada was a good example of that. But it's difficult because you can't, you know, hit the same numbers that you can on the gate. But I think the atmosphere on TV, the energy, it's amazing.
Canelo Alvarez in Mexico City will be
yeah. But really, you know, Canelo has kind of reached the stage now where what is next? You know, what else can you do for your career and your legacy? For me, fighting internationally, not just in Mexico, but fighting in London, fighting in the Middle East, fighting in Japan, like wherever it's going to be, that is what all global great stars do. And for me to promote, to see that at the Azteca would just be, you know, that would be something very special. And like I said, it's difficult because as a fighter of his level, you have to accept you're going to make half the money that you would to do it in Las Vegas. But also, he's a very proud man, and I know that it would be emotionally, you know, special for him to bring a fight back to his people. Yeah, I mean, the heavyweight division is always the most exciting division in the sport. Right now, you've got Anthony Joshua, you've got Tyson Fury, you've got Deontay Wilder, you've got Dillian Whyte, you've got Andy Ruiz, you've got so many great fighters. As long as they keep fighting each other, you know, that division is going to really carry the rest of the sport, because that's the division that the media are interested in, the fans are interested in, and right now the heavyweight division is hot. Usyk as well, sorry, I forgot to mention his name, he's quite good as well. And yeah, I think the heavyweight division will give us great fights in 2023. You got, I mean, to be honest, Joshua Fury is always a huge fight. Joshua Wilder may be a bigger fight. You know, it's so exciting, that fight for the heavyweight division. And I believe you'll see that in 2023. Spence Crawford is the one that looks like it's never going to happen, and it's sad for boxing. Tank against Ryan Garcia. I think it's a massive fight. So there's three there. You know, I mean, you've got Estrada Chocolatito 3 coming up, another huge fight. So yeah, but I think Joshua Wilder, Spence Crawford, and Tank against Ryan Garcia.
Fury not in the mix?
Yeah, it's a big fight, and it may be bigger than Wilder, but I just think from an American, you know, I just, style-wise, everything, it's just a fight that you watch like that, you know, just all like that. And that's what heavyweight boxing is all about. You know, the Estrada fight recently was a great card from top to bottom, and it seems that every fight we put on in Mexico seems to be so much entertainment, and I think this Saturday exactly the same. Mexico City for the first time, the return of Mauricio Lara, but a great undercard as well. And you know, Lara's making a big name for himself now. You know, he's a dangerous man, and he's going to be in a great fight against San Martin.
San Martin, you can overlook.
Yeah, I think the dangerous thing is everybody's talking about Lara against Lee Wood, against Josh Warrington, against Santa Cruz, but San Martin is a good opponent. You know, he's coming off 7 straight wins. He went 12 rounds with Navarrete in a really good fight. Like, the thing with Lara is he comes out like a train, right? The first 3-4 rounds. If you can get through those rounds, you know, that's when it starts to become really interesting. But with Lara, you never know. From the first bell, just all action. And that's why he's so exciting.
What will happen with that train if Lara beats San Martin?
I think we want to reschedule the Lee Wood fight, and I think the winner of that fight should fight Josh Warrington. Josh Warrington has a tough fight coming up against Alberto Lopez from Mexico as well. He's mandatory challenger. The division's great, and the thing is with Mauricio Lara, he will fight anyone. And that's so exciting for us because it's literally not an opponent he wouldn't accept. So it's great to see him fighting here. We expect a great atmosphere. It's a small venue, but it's going to be a great atmosphere and a great fight card from top to bottom.
Mauricio Lara told me that the fight with Warrington, it's personal.
Yeah.
So it could be a good fight.
He talks great, and you know, Warrington has to win in December first. There is a possible unification with Lee Wood, but Warrington against Lara 3 is a massive fight, and you know, Josh Warrington will take that fight. Lee Wood will take the fight against Lara. There is still maybe some question marks over Mauricio Lara if the fight goes long. You know, don't forget when we brought Mauricio Lara to fight Josh Warrington, we didn't expect him to lose that fight. But a lot of people said to me in the build-up to that fight, this kid can really punch. Like Navarrete said, he's the biggest puncher he's been in with in sparring. And I was like, oh, you know, and you saw what happened. So he's a very exciting fighter.
Now you have a great schedule for the end of the year because you have tons of boxers doing their best in great nights.
Yeah, I mean, you know, last week we were in Australia. This week, of course, Mexico City. Next week in London for Katie Taylor. Then Bivol against Zerdo, which for me is one of the fights of the year. You know, huge fight card in Abu Dhabi. Then we're in Cleveland for Montana Love. We've got Dillian White coming up. We have Estrada Chocolatito 3 on December the 3rd. December 10th, Warrington against Lopez. So non-stop. But there's always something special about coming to Mexico, because the fighters give it all. Even the opponents, you know that guys like Reshat Mati, this is a dangerous fight. Like this kid, he will do anything to win because it will change his life forever. And fans know that when we do a show in Mexico, these guys are going to put everything on the line.
Thank you so much for watching this video, and make sure to subscribe for more videos of your favorite fighters over here on Fight Hub TV, and give us a follow online as well at Fight Hub TV on Twitter and on Instagram. We appreciate it, guys.